everybody, welcome to part 4 of my travel vlog / review of my honeymoon vacation to the Viva Wyndham Resort in the Bahamas. If you haven't watched parts 1 through 3, you can do so by clicking this annotation right here or the link in the description below. That'll take you to a playlist of every single video I've done so far in this series. Now, let's get started. As I mentioned, you get a wristband that grants you all-inclusive access to all activities, food, and drinks. The wristband also gives you access to the snack bar, which has terrible pizza, okay chicken nuggets, hot dogs, and some pretty good cheeseburgers pretty much all day long. They even have terrible pizza available at midnight, which is nice because the dinner buffet is over by 9, but the bar is open till 2 a.m. Terrible pizza starts to look pretty good around 1:30 in the morning. Speaking of bars, there are 2. One down by the beach that's kind of limited but definitely gets the job done, and the other one up by the buffet, which is great. The wristband gives you unlimited alcoholic drinks. Now, more than a few reviews online claim that the resort waters down your drinks, but we quickly learned that those reviews were full of crap. The bar does not water down your drinks. They alcohol down your drinks. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, a rum and coke is generally a shot of rum in a glass of coke. But at Viva Wyndham, it's a half a glass of rum and a half a glass of coke. Now, call me a lightweight if you want, but I can't really handle strong drinks. I prefer to feel the alcohol, not taste it. Thankfully, the people at the bar will mix drinks any way you request. They're all really nice and friendly. Glavani was especially awesome and makes a custom drink he calls a Juanita, named after his mom. It is by far the best drink you can order at the resort. I must have drank 50 of those things. On a side note, you can watch my tutorial Tuesday in which I'll teach you how to make a Juanita by clicking this annotation or the link in the description below. I almost forgot, there is also a nice sized built-in swimming pool and a hot tub with plenty of seating nearby, halfway between both bars. There are fun contests and activities happening around the pool virtually all day, all of which are hosted by this guy, who we took to calling the "Yeah Baby" guy, because one of his main catchphrases he says all the time is, "Yeah baby." He likes to call everyone there his babies, and he has a very strange but endearing accent. Listening to him get the crowd excited was often very entertaining itself, as he said things like, "Make a noise!" and "Let's all do drunk." He also hosted a daily bingo game by the pool, and the first number he would call was always 069, which he referred to as both the number of love and the number that will get me fired. Speaking of babies, there is a kids area. When I first saw this, I had hoped it was more of a child prison where anyone under 18 was forced to stay. But alas, it's more of a daycare child activity center, which is unfortunate. One of the biggest downsides to this resort is the fact that it's not 18 and over only, which means a lot of people bring their children, and a lot of people who can afford to bring a child to the Bahamas for an entire week tend to have spoiled, obnoxious assholes of children. And it's not entirely their fault. I mean, there's nothing to do if you're under 18 outside of the baby jail and the swimming pool, but still, you got a bunch of little brats running around being obnoxious all the time. But other than obnoxious children and the occasional late-night beach party or disco, the place is surprisingly quiet. Virtually everything at the resort is shut down by 8 p.m., other than the buffet, which closes at 9, and the snack bar, which opens again at like 11 o'clock or something like that. But the gift shop, the little mini-mart with the $8 bag of chips, that all closes at 8 o'clock. Even the fun recreational activities like archery is all over by 5 p.m., which means basically after 8 o'clock, the only thing you can do is a little bit of eating and a whole lot of drinking. The room was okay. It looks a lot like the photos online, but housekeeping is kind of hit and miss. We clearly had 4 adults in our room, but they would only stock it for 2 people. They rarely swept the floor in the room, which meant the amount of beach sand in the room would slowly accumulate over the course of a few days. There is a safe deposit box in the room that costs $3 per day to use, but it is worth the price to keep your passport and other valuables safe. The live entertainment was okay, but again, there was no air conditioning in the theater, so the heat of a few hundred people gathered together, plus the heat of the performers and the lights and the equipment, all in an enclosed space, was just too much to bear for me. On the 4th day, we got a little bored and went into town to get some souvenirs for the people back home. Port Lucaya Marketplace is a great place to get hand-carved wooden statues and hand-sewn bags and other pieces of merchandise, but prepare to pay a little more for everything. This is the Bahama dollar. It's worth exactly the same amount as an American dollar, and despite the fact that there is no sales tax in the Bahamas, everything is drastically more expensive. Suddenly, our all-inclusive wristband felt like a much better deal, as soda and water and everything was always freely available at the bar. So my advice to you would be to bring along a lot of chips and other snacks so you don't have to pay these outrageous prices. Now, I know I mentioned my shark diving adventure in the last video, and I did hope to get to it in this one, but it looks like we're already close to that 5-minute mark, so I'm gonna have to save that for next time. Make sure you subscribe so that you'll be alerted when that video gets posted. It will be in part 5, and that should be on its way here pretty soon. As always, make sure you like and leave a comment down below, and until next time, keep being awesome.